Good morning, everyone. You'll have to excuse me. My cold is a little bit worse today. Again, I apologize if I can't get to my mute button fast enough and I end up coughing in your ear. It's not intentional. So yesterday, the buyers were, overall, they were pretty aggressive for most of the session. We did finally get a little bit of a retrace, but it wasn't nearly what I was anticipating. The market came back down to support, found some support near the hard edge, came back, another red bar buy signal here on the Eagle, and then just another full-on rally. Here we are with the Eagle this morning. This now our first in-sync signal. Do I really want to give that a go? I know, in hindsight, I know it works. We're getting an opportunity here now for a second push on the signal. All a second push means is we allow the signal to engage, and then we look for it to react. We look for it to flinch, to move away from the signal. That tells us where the current limit of the buying or selling may be. I'm always reluctant to take a signal really early, right out of the gate. It's just, I always feel the market needs to sort itself out first. We need a few minutes to see who's in control, which way the market might be leaning. Is it going to be more bullish? Is it going to be more bearish? Or is it just going to be sideways? Our hawk, a little bit of a mess here. We've got some yellow bars. Might be working a red bar buy signal. Our falcon producing a possible trend change. Well, actually, technically, I suppose the trend change occurred right here, right out of the open. This may turn out to be a late filter entry signal. The Raptor, a little conflicted. You can see trading right in the middle of the trading bands. Not quite sure what it wants to do there. Here come the buyers once more off of that hard edge on the trading band. Nope, they're not going to be able to hold it today. looks like I can cancel that order. Well, good morning, Aspen. Aspen says, good morning, I'm the new kid on the block. Well, welcome. Don't be shy about asking questions. I will do my best to explain. Okay, well, we are getting a first micro-macro cross signal here now in our hawk. Trade forecaster suggesting the market is, pardon me, here in scalp mode. Oh, only for another couple minutes, after which we could be moving into trend mode. Well, wouldn't that be nice? Sorry about that. How's that? So the first micro-macro cross signal brought me in a little bit early. It's since drifted into a macro pullback signal. And just looking for the sellers to get a little bit more active here. Aspen is asking, how will I know about all these different trade strategies? Aspen, I'm assuming that you are trading the Raptor, or do you have the whole DTS bundle? If I know your, oh, you got the whole bundle. All right then. If you haven't downloaded the cheat sheets from the members area yet, you can do so, or you can email me. And what a cheat sheet looks like is like this. So here for the hawk, these are the high probability signals that we're going to be focusing on for the hawk scalper. The first micro-macro cross, the macro pullback, the 4-arrow consolidation, the post consolidation, and the red bar buy, or in a downtrend, the green bar sell. The first micro-macro cross occurs when the micro line, that's the thin line, crosses the macro line. It's the first signal that prints. It tends to be a very high probability signal. The macro pullback signal develops when the market retreats usually to the macro line. That's the thick one. Everything stays in sync except the micro line. The micro line goes out of sync. That's how you can tell. The 4-arrow consolidation, as the name suggests, you got 4 arrows consolidating. The post-consolidation pattern is the signal that develops after the consolidation. As you can see in this instance, it also happens to be a macro pullback signal. And then the red bar buy or the green bar sell develops at the end of a trend, or tends to develop near the end of a trend. And it's a red bar with a buy signal. Or in the case of a downtrending market, a green bar with a sell signal. Now, they're not being very nice to me here this morning, not giving me a chance to adjust my trade at all. Doggone it. Now we're coming back with a first micro-macro cross to the buy side. I'm going to, well, I could adjust my stop slightly. It's very rare to see a first micro-macro cross signal fail. It's not 100%, unfortunately, so it is possible that it could fail. But we're not out just yet. Okay, very important bars where we're at here right now. These yellow bars, we've got to see them turn red. We've got to get past that red bar buy that might develop. The Raptor's still very sideways. Here the eagle kind of gives us a better picture of the sideways trading range that we're in, just like that. Come on. What happened to all that selling early on? All right, so here's the second recommitment by the part of the sellers. This is do or die now. For the sellers, if they lose their grip on the market at this point, well, then it's going to be game over for the bears. I could adjust my stops a little. Yeah, here comes that first micro macro cross to the buy side. Doggone it. Get down there. I think we got a little leftover here from the scalp mode that preceded this. Not liking the heavy buying that we're seeing here. Well, heavy buying. We're seeing buying support. See, we're making a little higher swing high, or pardon me, higher swing low relative to this one, relative to this one. Not what I'm wanting to see. Darn it. I think I'm going to get tagged here in a second. Peter asks, hi Eric, when you get a moment, can you explain how the reverse feature in Trade Manager works? Sure, Peter. The Trade Manager actually hasn't had a reverse button since it was still called Profit Manager. The simplest way, if you're really keen to reverse on your trade, the simplest way to reverse is just to double tap the buy or sell market buttons. That's essentially what a reverse order does anyway. So I'm currently short. If I wanted to reverse on this trade right now and go long, I would just double tap the buy button. What that does is the first buy order will cancel my short position, offset my short. The second buy order will reverse my trade and put me in long. I'm not a big fan of reversing on trades. I think it's too easy to shoot from the hip that way. And what I mean by that is the market, may look like it's having some momentum to it, and so you short, and then, oh no, I'm on the wrong side of the trade. It looks like it's going higher, so you buy, and then it may well reverse on itself again and head lower. And then you reverse again and short, and every time you're doing that, of course, you're losing money. If I'm going to lose money, I would rather just lose money once. But that's how you can reverse on the Trade Manager. Tony makes a good point here as well. Oh, is it still in the manual? Peter says it's still in the manual. Okay, well, I'll have to change that. I'm surprised somebody didn't catch that earlier. Thank you. Yeah, like I said, I've never been a fan of the reverse feature. I think, well, programmers being programmers, they like bells and whistles, right? Doggone it, if we can't get below this 54.33 area. They're killing me here. Tony makes a good point here for Aspen. He says, friendly advice to Aspen, learn the trade manager and sim, know what everything does. It will make your life a lot easier. Actually, Tony said it's important, but it'll make your life a lot easier. All right, well, kind of nursing this trade here. I'm doing my best, excuse me, to sorry, doing my best not to cough up a lung, doing my best to be patient with my stops. Overall, we are looking a little bit more bullish, though. You can see we're working a late filter entry signal here on the Falcon. That occurs when the trend line goes, or pardon me, the filter goes out of sync, comes back into sync, but the trend line never changes color. Now, we don't have a complete signal just yet. For Aspen's benefit, I'll see if I can find one. This is what we're looking for. So this is what we call a late filter entry signal right here. Or you can look at this one as well. So the filter goes out of sync and then comes back into sync. Very important. The trend line never changes color. Very important. This the trend line was fairly steep here. Usually it goes relatively flat. Oh, here's one to the buy side. Trend line very, very flat. Filter goes out of sync, comes back into sync. We generate a signal. These are called late filter entry signals. They tend to be pretty reliable on your Falcon tool. And you can see we're flirting with a late filter entry signal right now. We got to get below this primary support here at 54.33. That's being a little bit of a pain. Francisco asked, can you use the trade manager in market replay mode to test each setting? Yes, you can. All right, there's our complete late filter entry signal, macro pullback signals, 4 arrow consolidations, all here in the hawk. I'm about to get tagged. We've got a buy signal now, a number 1 signal and a number 3 signal here in the Raptor. So I just told you I don't like reversal trades, and yet that's pretty much what I'm setting up here for. Okay, I'm going to try to run this one as well. See if I can't make up for my earlier trade. So about the only thing I did wrong with the hawk trade is that I could have been maybe a little bit more aggressive with my stops. Okay, well, don't slow down now. We're into the median line now on our support and resistance suite, tagged it right on the number 54.42 even. Come on. So I guess we're past yesterday's highs, the overnight highs up here at 54.51. Which is where our primary resistance line falls. Come on. There we go. Let's stay above there. There we go. Okay. So we would just be kissing our profit objective right now. The trade, we would have hit our break-even trigger had I not deleted it. get going. Get a stop strategy ready here. It's a shame that my account only allowed me to take a single contract here. I would have liked to have 2 contracts in play. And I'm going to chicken out here and roll the stop to break even. All right. I'll leave the parabolics on with a break-even stop, and, well, we'll see what we see. In the meantime, Mr. Buckaloo asks, Eric, if the trade forecaster is suggesting scalp, would you focus on the hawk? Or if it says trend, would you look at the eagle? Forecaster is absent direction, so how should it be used? All right. So what Mr. Buckaloo is asking is, well, right now it's saying full-on swing mode for about another 4 minutes or so. So should we be looking at our Falcon and Raptor, because those are kind of more our swing tools? When it moves into scalp mode, should we only be looking at the hawk? No. What the trade forecaster does is it forecasts what the market environment is. It doesn't necessarily tell you that, oh, you're in scalp mode, you should only be looking at your hawk scalper. You can, of course, but the signals, remember, all these tools are programmed independent of each other. So all these tools will develop signals independently. That means the hawk will print scalp signals not only when the market is in a scalp environment, but also when it is in a trend environment, also when it is in a swing trading environment. As you can see, it is doing so right now. What the trade forecaster tells you is the overall market condition. Now I'm kicking myself here a little bit because I should have really held on to that first signal right there. Okay. So what does that mean? Well, let's start with trend mode. When Trade Manager is in trend mode, and it's going to be in trend mode for a prolonged period of time. So when it moves into trend mode and it says, oh, it's going to be in trend mode for half an hour. That means that we may not necessarily see the market take off like a shot, although very often it will. What it means is that the market will tend to have a little bit more follow through on the signals, and it will have minimal pullbacks against the signals. So what that means for you as a trader is when the market is in trend mode and for a prolonged period, you can see if it said we're in trend mode for 5 minutes, well, that's just kind of a blip on the radar. But if it says we're in trend mode for a half an hour or 45 minutes or 90 minutes or whatever, then you can probably anticipate that the market's going to have a little bit more follow through and the pullbacks will be minimal. Therefore, you may choose to have an extended profit objective. You may choose to let the market run out. You may choose to run a tighter stop loss so that perhaps you can take more contracts. Just looking at how my trade's doing here. Okay, we'll let it ride. When the trade forecaster says the market is in scalp mode, Well, that's the other extreme. That means that, does that mean you won't get a trend signal from your eagle when it's in scalp mode? No, you very well may get a trend signal. Okay, so right now Trade Forecaster says we're in scalp mode, and we're going to be that way for about 40 minutes. All right, so what does that mean for us? Well, it means that there's probably going to be a little less follow through on the signals, or the market is going to have a more difficult time getting from A to B. This was probably during scalp mode. The pullbacks will be more substantial. So what does that mean for you as a trader? It means that, well, maybe I should be running a profit objective, going all in, all out on my trades. Probably going to need to run deeper stops. Maybe I'll trade fewer contracts because the market is likely to struggle. It's likely to be a little bit more whippy. When it's in swing mode, well, it's kind of a blend of the two. We're probably going to see a little bit more follow through, but the pullbacks may be a little bit more accentuated. They may be a little bit more than we might see when the market is in trend mode. Darn it. I think I'm going to get tapped here at break even now. I've wondered about that myself, Tony. Tony says, have you noticed that when the market is slow and sluggish, that the break even at 70% is too much? I think what Tony means by that is it's too tight. It's easy to get tagged out at the 70%. So what Tony's talking about, for those of you who don't know, when I first took this order, I also had my auto break even enabled, and I had my profit target. I deleted both in hopes that this trade might run out a little bit further. I dearly would love to see a trade up here toward 54.51. Typically, I set my break-even trigger at about 3/4 of the way to my profit objective. I figure if the market gets 3/4 of the way to my profit target and then does not get to my profit target, so let's do it like this, then I may as well take a break-even stop out. Now what Tony is saying is when the market is slow and kind of dragging its feet a little bit, this 70-75% break-even trigger might be a little bit too early, too aggressive. Maybe I should reserve break even for 80% or even 90% of my profit target, or perhaps delete the break even altogether, in which case my stops would be down here somewhere. It's a judgment call. You know, at the end of the day, it's your money. You have to do whatever you think is right. I've made some decent gains through here. If the buyers are serious about pushing this market, they better get busy, or I'm prepared to take a break-even stop out. Now there is, you know, there's the better part of $60 sitting there. waiting for the taking. I might have to pull the magic mouse out here in a moment and just influence the market. I hate to do that, but we'll see. It may come to it. So the obstacle right now, 54.46. And we'll just give it a little nudge, just a little tickle, help push the market up. There we go. Come on, get going. There you go. Come on. You know you want to. Get up there. So the parabolic's rolling my stops below this little swing low. I'm okay with that. We should see a little bit of a breakout here if we see the market trade 54.46. We're gonna start engaging some sell orders, or sellers stops, I should say, which will be buy orders. So we're gonna trap a few traders out of their positions if we can see 54.46. There's 45 quarter. Come on. I'll just give you a little bit of a push. You're going the wrong way. Get up there. Come on. Doggone it. Now we can't even get above 45. What's up with that? So 44.5. Wow. Really? So we're all the way back down here to 54.42. That's kind of the low of this current bar. Well, just above it, actually. Looking to get some support off of the the median line. Tony says, feed the mouse. Okay, here we go. Come on, get up there. Get up there. Give you a little nudge. Get long. Come on, let's go. Give you a little extra push. You're going the wrong way. Come on, get up there. They keep rallying up to 54.45 and then getting knocked down again. Floyd says the action is on the YM today. Load a YM chart here. Yes, well, the Magic Mouse is still in beta testing, Tony. Tony says the mouse may have to go to re-education center. It is still in beta testing, so well, it got tagged there on the reverse. Not quite the move I was hoping for. Curious if our Eagle trade found its profit objective. Yes, it did. Found the high probability profit target, and then that was enough of that. So here's the YM on the Raptor this morning. Yeah, nice signal out of the open, a number 2 signal. I'm surprised that didn't print. I suppose it was stretched out a little bit too far, but that is a number 2 signal, and a nice rally as a result. The YM being the mini Dow. Yeah, you might be right, Aspen. Aspen says the E-mini is going up, so it may pull the NQ with it. The stock indices do have a tendency to move together. Of course, it is not always an exact relationship. Okay, we're into a possible red bar buy signal here on the Hawk. Signal's not complete yet, but it's kind of getting ready. All right, that's since printed into yellow bars, so that's not a signal we're going to entertain. What I suspect might happen is we're going to see a little bit of a rally here, a retest of the highs, a failure, and then an opportunity to short. this is kind of how yesterday's trading played out as well. All right, here comes that red bar buy signal again. The red bar buy signal again, typically developing near the end of a trend. It gives us an early warning that the trend might be ending. It is our counter trend signal in the hawk as well. So you can either take it with trend, or you can try to trade it counter trend by trading a failure of the signal. Now we don't have the signal just yet. I only have the warning dots. When I get the triangle hash mark, I'll have the complete signal. And now we've moved back into yellow bars, which is a little annoying. Because with the hawk, we don't typically stay away from yellow bars. The exception being the 4-arrow consolidation signal. Sellers getting busy here again, coming back with another possible red bar buy. Let's see if that one actually prints or if they're going to fudge this one. Sellers trying to get a little bit more aggressive here. Come on, give me that retest. Don't be like that. taking their time here. Well, that red bar once again disappearing, but here comes that retest. And if we get a failure, by that I mean the market unable to recover the uptrend. It's going to fall short of this 54.46 area. That will give us our soft edge sell, which is our counter trend signal in the Raptor. Should also give us a trend change signal here on the Falcon. And the Hawk and the Eagle right now kind of in limbo. So you can see we've been in scalp mode now for about a half an hour. Do you see how trading has been this last half hour? How there's been very little follow through, how the market's kind of been dragging its feet, making some bigger moves higher and lower, or swings, I should say, higher and lower. All right, so we just got the number 3 signal here, which is our with trend signal. I missed that, I'm sorry to say, because it looks like the market is going to make another run here and get through 54.46 this time. There they go. So this number 3 signal now, our hard edge bounce off of the hard edge. Wow, what a funny kind of day today. Again, though, it's scalp mode, right? Less follow through, bigger retracements. I suppose one way you could look at the trade forecaster is when it's in scalp mode, you probably do better with a scalp profit target. Here now a first micro macro cross higher. I may offer up a couple of ticks and take it above the high instead of taking it at the hash mark, which is going to print 54.46. Okay, so they're flinching from there a little bit now. I tell you, these buyers are something else. Never say die. Oh, in hindsight, sorry, my cold must be affecting me more than I thought. 4-arrow consolidation here on the hawk. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the only signal on the hawk I will take off of yellow bars because it's that reliable. If you excuse me for a second, I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. What did I miss? Not much. We got quite the struggle going on here. All right, there's our first micro-macro cross signal. It's now complete. Hasn't tripped yet, but we do have the triangle hash mark. Tells us all the pieces are in place. And we've also had our test of the extreme now on the Raptor. So we'll see whether we come back with a sell signal that could open up the possibility of a soft edge sell. All right, here they go. Maybe. Wow, they're really struggling here. This is going to be a little bit of a tipping point. There we go. Aspen checking the news alerts, and I guess there's an FOMC announcement in a few hours. So that could put the market in limbo. All right, so they're fading from the possible buy. I'm going to cancel that, but I will consider bringing it back if the market rallies again. Otherwise, I'm going to be looking to sell a sell signal here on the Raptor, which will be our number 2 signal, our soft edge sell. Let's get that. I'd love to see a red bar buy or a number 2 signal. Either way would give me a good excuse to try to short. No, they're just moving back and forth here. fires again. Well, not much to do but wait. Wow, another bullish push. Francisco asked, do you have a link to the announcement? Well, um, probably one of the better ones is Forex Factory. And you can go to their calendars, their economic calendar, and it will lay out all the reports, all the different countries. You can see here 8 a.m. my time, FOMC member Kaplan speaks. It's not, a super heavy-duty report. Usually the ones that are flagged red are the ones that are considered to be the most important. But it does appear as though the market is searching for something. Yeah, like Tony says, a mini range and a rally, mini range and a rally, and it always seems to be coming to the upside. It does look as though the buyers have things under control. Well, folks, I think we're going to button up the trading room here this morning. Doesn't look like we're getting a whole lot going on. I would still anticipate a little bit of a pullback here. I know the market is up, but it's unusual to see it go this long without at least pulling back a little bit. But, you know, we can only trade what's on our chart. I tend to do better when I don't impose my own bias on the market, and that's sometimes a big challenge for all of us. All right, I'll see you tomorrow for Friday's session, and hopefully things will loosen up a little bit by then. We'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.